Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm Lady Blaze, LB, and this is going to be Sunday story time. I hope you're safe and well with your families. Usually I'm posting fire videos or live concerts, but I am on day 18 of shelter in place in my cabin in the woods in New Jersey. So I hope you can join me for one of my favorite books. I went live earlier on Facebook and read it live, but it got such a good response that I wanted to share it on my YouTube page. So I hope you all enjoy. This is literally one of my favorite books ever. I'll try to talk slowly. It's the New Yorker, New England in me. And, feel free to share with your families. This book is called The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Fairly Stupid Tales. It is by John Sietzka and Lane Smith. It is a Caldecott Honor Silver Medal book. So this is one of my favorites. Came out in the 90s because that's when I was a child. And the 80s, but we won't go there. So I hope that you will all join me as we read The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Fairly Stupid Tales. And please comment below, hit subscribe, share with your friends. If this goes well, I'll probably start reading more books, although half of my books are home in Connecticut, but I did bring some to work in Jersey, so can't not bring The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Fairly Stupid Tales with me. So please enjoy. I have my cat ears on, feeling like myself. I decided it was a good day to say hello to everyone. It's been a while, so I hope you're doing well, and without further ado, let's get started on our story, all right? Oh, I even have my name written in there. I have found a kernel of wheat, said the little red hen. Now who will help me plant this wheat? Where is that lazy dog? Where is that lazy cat? Where is that lazy mouse? Wait a minute, hold everything. You can't just tell your story right here. This is the end paper. This book hasn't even started yet. Who are you, and will you help me plant the wheat? I'm Jack. I'm the narrator. And no, I can't help you plant the wheat. I'm a very busy guy trying to put a book together. Now, why don't you just disappear for a few pages? I'll call you when I need you. But who will help me make my story? Who will help me draw a picture of the wheat? And who will help me spell the wheat? Listen, hen, forget the wheat. Here comes the title page. Title page, dun dun dun, for The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Fairly Stupid Tales. One of my favorite things to do is read and then show you the pictures, all right? I know, this page is upside down. I meant to do that. Whoever looks at the dedication stuff anyway? If you really want to read it, you can always stand on your head. Well, for the sake of this video, I am not going to stand on my head, but I am going to turn the book upside down. Guess Jack didn't think of that. This book is dedicated to our close, personal, special friend. Your name here, JS and LS. I always like to think that was my sister and I, Jess and Lauren Steins. Oh, they are dedicating. So, all right, back right side up. This is the introduction. Now, a long time ago, people used to tell magical stories of wonder and enchantment. Those stories were called fairy tales. Those stories are not in this book. These stories in this book are almost fairy tales, but not quite. These stories in this book are fairly stupid tales. I mean, what else would you call a story called Goldilocks and the Three Elephants? This girl's walking through the woods. She smells peanut butter porridge cooking. Obviously, I am not Goldilocks there. She decides to break into the elephant's house, eat the porridge, sit in the chairs, and sleep in the beds. Well, when she gets into the house, she can't climb up onto baby elephant's chair because it's too big. And she can't climb up onto Papa Elephant's chair because it is much, much too big. So she goes home. The end. And if you don't think that's fairly stupid, you should read Little Red Running Shorts or maybe The Stinky Cheese Man. In fact, you should definitely go read those stories now because the rest of this introduction just kind of goes on and doesn't really say anything. I stuck it up in the end here so it would fill up the pages and made it look like I really knew what I was talking about. So stop now. I mean it. Quit reading. Turn the page. If you read this last sentence, it will not tell you anything. Signed, Jack, Up the Hill, Fairy Tale Forest, 1992. I was in middle school. Were you born yet? Doesn't matter. This book is classic. Oh, and it says, Surgeon General's warning. It has been determined that these tales are fairly stupid and probably dangerous to your health. You have been warned. You have been warned. All right, shall we get on with it? Chicken Licken. Once upon a time, Chicken Licken was standing around with a piece of something fell right on her head. She wasn't the brightest thing on two legs, so she started running around in circles clucking, "The sky is falling, the sky is falling. We must tell the president." Chicken Licken ran to her friend Ducky Lucky and clucked, "Ducky Lucky, Ducky Lucky, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. We must tell the president." "Let's go," quacked Ducky Lucky. Chicken Licken and Ducky Lucky ran to their friend Goosey Lucy and yelled, "Goosey Lucy, Goosey Lucy, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. We must tell the president." "Let's go," honked Goosey Lucy. Chicken Licken, Ducky Lucky, and Goosey Lucy ran to their friend Cocky Locky and yelled, "Cocky Locky, Cocky Locky, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. We must tell the president." "Let's go," crowed Cocky Locky. Can you hear the peepers in the background? So quiet outside. Wait a minute, cried Jack the narrator. I forgot the table of contents. I forgot the table of contents. "Hey, you're not in this story," Chicken Licken said. I know, said Jack the narrator, "but I came to warn you. The table of contents is, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. We must tell the president," clucked Chicken Licken. "We must tell the president," said Ducky Lucky, Goosey Lucy, and Cocky Locky, and they ignored Jack the narrator. Uh-oh. And he ran off to catch a plane to Washington. Just outside the airport, they met Foxy Loxy. "Foxy Loxy, Foxy Loxy, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. We must tell the president." Chicken Licken, Ducky Lucky, Goosey Lucy, and Cocky Locky said, "Well, come with me," said Foxy Loxy. "I know a shortcut to the airport." Foxy Loxy led Chicken Licken, Ducky Lucky, Goosey Lucy, and Cocky Locky to his cave. He didn't get to eat them, though, because Chicken Licken was almost right. The sky, it wasn't falling. Do you know what it is? Can you guess? Let's find out. See if you were right. The table of contents! It fell and squashed everybody. The end. And this is our table of contents. We are going to read Chicken Licken, The Princess and the Bowling Ball, The Really Ugly Duckling, The Other Frog Prince, Little Red Running Shorts, Jack's Bean Problem, Cinderrumpelstiltskin, The Tortoise and the Hare, and my favorite, The Stinky Cheese Man. Oh, and of course, The Boy Who Cried Cow Patty. How could we forget? Are you ready to turn the page? I hope you're excited as I am. I am so excited. Let's get comfortable, shall we? It's my couch and my friends, all my wonderful pillows. I just love the shiny. This is The Princess and the Bowling Ball. Once upon a time, there was a prince. And this prince's dad and mom, the king and queen, of course, somehow got into their royal heads that the princess would only be good enough for the boy if she could feel a pea through 100 mattresses. So it should come as no surprise that the prince had a very, very hard time finding a princess. Every time he met a girl, his mom and dad would invite her to sleep over on a pile of mattresses on top of a little tiny pea. And she would sleep over. When the princess came down for breakfast, the queen would ask, "How did you sleep, dear?" The prince would say politely, "Fine, thank you." and the king would show her to the door. Now, this went on for 3 years. Oh my. And of course, nobody ever felt the pee under the 100 mattresses. Then one day, the prince met the girl of his dreams. He decided he better do something about this. That night, before the princess went to bed, the prince slipped his bowling ball under the 100 mattresses. Look how tall that ladder is to get to 100 mattresses. Can you count to 100? We can do it after the video. Oh my gosh, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think she's going to feel it? When the princess came down for the breakfast the next morning, the queen asked, "How did you sleep, dear?" "This might sound odd," said the princess, "but I think you need another mattress. I felt like I was sleeping on a lump the size of a bowling ball." The king and the queen were satisfied. The prince and princess were married, and everyone lived happily ever after, although maybe not completely honestly ever after. The end. It's never okay to lie, friends. A white lie, what we call something that won't hurt anyone, isn't great, but these are fairly odd stories, so what are you going to do? Look how big that bowling ball is. Do you know how to bowl? You ready for the next story? This is called The Really Ugly Duckling. Once upon a time, there was a mother duck and a father duck who had 7 baby ducklings. 6 of them were regular looking ducklings, but the 7th was a really ugly duckling. Everyone used to say, "What a nice looking bunch of ducklings." All except that one. Boy, he's really ugly. The really ugly duckling heard these people, but he didn't care. He knew that one day he would probably grow up to be a swan and be bigger and look better than anything in the pond. It's a pretty ugly duckling, wouldn't you say? Compared to the other ones. Well, as it turned out, he was just a really ugly duckling. And he grew up to be just a really ugly duck. The end. Now, it's okay if you're an ugly duckling. You might be really funny. You might be a good cook. You might be really smart. It's okay. Looks aren't everything. You can still be a really nice person. You ready for the next story? Oh, this is a good one. The Other Frog Prince. We know the Frog Prince. This is the other Frog Prince. Well, once upon a time, there was a frog. How about that? One day, he was sitting on his lily pad and he saw a beautiful princess sitting by the pond. He hopped in the water, swam over to her, and poked his head out of the weeds. "Pardon me, oh beautiful princess," he said, his voice most sad and pathetic. "I wonder if you could help me." The princess, about to jump up and run, but she felt sorry for the frog with his sad and pathetic voice. So she asked, "What can I do to help you, little frog?" "Well," said the frog, "I'm not really a frog, but a handsome prince who was turned into a frog by a wicked witch's spell. And the spell can only be broken by the kiss of a beautiful princess." The princess thought about this for a second. Then lifted the frog from the pond and kissed him. "I was just kidding," said the frog. He jumped back into that pond and the princess wiped the frog slime off her lips. The end. She was tricked by the frog. Remember, friends, it's not a good idea to go around kissing frogs. You can say hi. They're really nice, but you probably shouldn't kiss them because most likely they're lying. And again, like we said, lies are bad. So this is our frog. He's eating lots of things. And forgive me for the improper pronunciation. We have a lot of flies. We also have a Pompilus viaticus. We have a, oh my goodness, Miramelon formicus. We have a germatide, a Bombus testorus. Oh, it's like a bee. I don't know, that's a dragonfly. It's hard to see. Some worms, some more flies. Oh, a little pincher ant. Oh, a locust. He's eating a lot of things. And then he kissed the princess. Do you like to eat bugs? I don't know. They say they're a really good source of protein. Shall we turn on to the next page? I think we should. All right. Little Red Running Shorts. I love this one. Okay. I've got things running smoothly, said Jack the narrator. And this next story is even better than the last three. See, it's about this girl who runs really fast and she wears red running shorts. That's where her name comes from. Get it? So anyway, this girl is running to her granny's house when she meets a wolf. He tricks her into taking the long way while he takes the shortcut. Now, this is the good part because Red runs so fast, she beats him, the wolf, to Granny's house. He knocks on the door. Red answers it. And guess what she says? My, what slow feet you have. She's so funny. And that's it. The end. Is that great or what? So sit back, relax, and enjoy Little Red Running Shorts. And now, like I already said, Little Red Running Shorts. You just told our whole story, said Little Red Running Shorts. We're not going to tell it again. You can't say that, said Jack. You have to start with Once Upon a Time. No way, said the wolf. You blew it. But you guys are next. Look at the title at the top of the page. Little Red Running Shorts. That's you. Let's go, said Wolf. We're out of here. Wait, you can't do this. Your story is supposed to be 3 pages long. What do we do when we turn the page? Oh my. Do you see that they have left their pages? They're walking over here. Jack does not look very happy. If I was Jack, I wouldn't be happy, but maybe he shouldn't have told the whole story. Sometimes less is more. Shall we see what happens? The page is blank. Guess we get to create our own story. What would your fairly stupid story be? I don't know. But look, it's Little Hen. I planted the wheat. I watered the wheat. I harvest the wheat. Now do I get to tell my story? Said the Little Red Hen. See, what's going on here? Why is that page blank? Is that my page? Where is that lazy dog? Where is that lazy cat? Where is that lazy mouse? How do they expect me to tell this whole story by myself? Where is that lazy narrator? Where is that lazy illustrator? Where is that lazy author? Oh, she does not seem happy. Oh, but what's next? Jack's bean problem. Have you ever had a bean problem? Forget that hen. Now it's time for the best story in the whole book. My story. Because once upon a time, I traded our last cow for 3 magic beans. And, hey, Giant, what are you doing down here? You're wrecking my whole story. I don't like that story, said the giant. You always trick me. That's the best part, said Jack. Fee, fi, fo, fum, fury. I have made my own story. Great rhyme, Giant. And I'm sure your story is just as good, but there's no room for it. So why don't you climb back up in the beanstalk? I'll be up in a few minutes. I'll steal your gold and your singing harp. Uh-oh. I'll grind your bones to make my bread. Oh my goodness. I'm actually out of bread, day 18 quarantine, but that's okay. I got crackers. I knew you'd understand. And there's another little thing that's been bugging me. Could you please stop talking in uppercases letters? It really messes up the page. I will read my story now, said the giant, and he did. You see, he's ripping up this story. It's Jack. He's squishing Jack's story. How dare he? Here's the giant's story. It's a good one. Ready? The end of the evil stepmother said I'll huff and snuff and give you 3 wishes. The beast changed into 7 dwarves, happily ever after, for a spell had been cast by a wicked witch once upon a time. Ooh, good story, giant. That's your story, said Jack. You've got to be kidding. That's not a fairly stupid tale. That's an incredibly stupid tale. That's an unbelievably stupid tale. That is the most stupid tale I ever... Uh-oh. The giant grabbed Jack and dragged him to the next page. Uh-oh. Some interesting artwork. What do you think's going to happen to Jack? What do you think the giant's going to do? Let's find out. Jack's story. Oh my, there's a lot on this page going on. Once upon a time, there was a giant. The giant squeezed Jack and said, "Tell me a better story. I will grind your bones to make my bread. And when your story is finished, I will grind your bones to make my bread anyway." Ho, ho, ho. The giant laughed an ugly laugh. Jack thought, he'll kill me if I do, and he'll kill me if I don't. There's only one way out of this. Jack cleared his throat and began his story. Once upon a time, there was a giant. The giant squeezed Jack and said, "Tell me a better story, or I will grind your bones to make my bread. And when you finish, I will grind your bones to make my bread anyway." Ho, ho, ho. Jack thought, he'll kill me if I do, and he'll kill me if I don't. There's only one way to get out of this. Jack cleared his throat and began his story. Ooh, it's getting smaller. Let's see. Once upon a time, there was a giant. The giant squeezed Jack and said, "Tell me a better story, or I will grind your bones to make my bread. And when you finish, I will grind your bones to make my bread anyway." Ho, ho, ho. Jack thought, he'll kill me if I do, and he'll kill me if I don't. There's only one way out of this. Jack cleared his throat and said, once upon a time, oh, it's so quiet now, there was a giant. The giant squeezed Jack and said, "Tell me a better story. I will grind your bones to make my bread. And when you finish, I will grind your bones anyway." Ho, ho, ho. Jack thought, he'll kill me if I do, and he'll kill me if I don't. There's only one way out of this. Jack cleared his throat and began his story. But the giant was asleep. Shh. We're going to turn the page really quietly. We don't want to wake that giant. Shh. Oh, good. We made it safely to the next page and our next story. And our next story is Cinder Rumpelstiltskin, or the girl who really blew it. Well, once upon a time, there was a beautiful girl named Cinderella who lived with her wicked stepmother and two ugly stepsisters. These step relatives were not only wicked and ugly, they also made Cinderella clean the house every day. Could you imagine? Do you clean your house every day? Maybe not the whole house every day. One day, the local prince announced that he was holding a fabulous ball at his castle, and everyone was invited. Ooh, I'll be looking for my invitation, Mr. Prince. The stepmother and stepsisters got all dressed up to go, but as usual, they made Cinderella clean the house, so she didn't have time to get ready. After the stepmothers and stepsisters left for the ball, Cinderella sat down and she began to cry. Just then, a little man appeared. "Please don't cry," he said. "I can help you spin straw into gold." "I don't think that will do me any good," said Cinderella. "I need a fancy dress and glass slippers and a coach." "Would you like to try to guess my name?" said the clever little man. Cinderella looked at him. "No, not really." "Come on, do you think it's Chester?" "If you don't have a dress, it doesn't really matter." "Oh, just guess my name, any name." "I'm not supposed to talk to strangers," said Cinderella. Then she closed the door and left the little man standing outside screaming, "Rumpelstiltskin, Rumpelstiltskin, Rumpelstiltskin!" When the stepmother and stepsisters got home from the ball, Cinderella told them all about what happened and the strange little man. They still made her clean the house, and meaner still, they changed her name to Cinder Rumpelstiltskins. The end. Oh my. Cinderella, Cinder Rumpelstiltskins, Rumpelstiltskins, her evil step family. Oh, man, that's brutal. Would I be Lady Blaze Stiltskins? I don't know. And it doesn't have as good of a ring. All right. This is a great one. We're really getting there. We're almost done. Thanks for sticking with me. This is called The Tortoise and the Hare. Now, you might think you know the tortoise and the hare, but this is a fairly stupid tale, so let's see what happens. Once upon a time, there was a tortoise who was very slow, but very dependable. He would always get where he set out to go. It just took him longer than most people. Maybe he runs on hippie time. One day, Rabbit saw Tortoise walking slowly, but surely down the road and said, "Tortoise, you are so slow. I could probably grow hair faster than you run." "Oh, yeah?" said Tortoise slowly. "Yeah," said Rabbit. So they decided to race. On the day of the race, Tortoise and Rabbit lined up at the starting line. Owl said, "Whoo, on your mark. Whoo, get set. Whoo, grow." Tortoise started to run. Rabbit started to grow his hair. Did a little animal ad-libbing in there. Who do you think's gonna win? I don't know. Tortoise ran and Rabbit grew his hair. Tortoise ran and Rabbit grew his hair. Tortoise ran and Rabbit grew his hair. Tortoise ran, 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 Rabbit grew his hair. Tortoise is still running. Rabbit is still growing his hair. Not the end, or maybe the end. All right. Oh no. I think that's the end of the story. We'll have to find out. It is, and it's time for my favorite, the Stinky Cheese Man. This is what we've all been waiting for. Get ready. Oh, I'm so excited. Are you excited? I'm so excited. I'm so happy you could join me today for Sunday story time. Hopefully we can do this again soon. Or hopefully we get out of our houses and you can see me read in person. Once upon a time, there was a little old woman and a little old man who lived together in a little old house. They were lonely, so the little old lady decided to make a man out of stinky cheese. She gave him a piece of bacon for a mouth and 2 olives for eyes, and put him in the oven to cook. That's their little house. So cute. When she opened the oven to see if it was done, the smell knocked her back. "Phew! What is that terrible smell?" she cried. The Stinky Cheese Man hopped out of the oven and ran to the door calling, "Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the Stinky Cheese Man." Well, this little old lady and the little old man sniffed the air, and the little old man said, "I'm not really very hungry." "I'm not really all that lonely," said the little old lady. So they didn't chase the Stinky Cheese Man. And he ran and ran until he met a cow eating grass in a field. "Wow," said the cow. "What's that awful smell?" said the cow. This is the man and woman falling over. And then there's the Stinky Cheese Man. You see all his stink lines? That means he smells. I hope you took a bath today. It's important, even when we're stuck inside, to brush our teeth and wash our face and take a shower. Put on some clean clothes, maybe your favorite pair of cat ears. Today I went with number 4 of 12 of the cat ears. I'll make sure to wear a different pair next time. Should we see what happens to the Stinky Cheese Man? I certainly think we do. Oh my goodness. The Stinky Cheese Man said, "I've run away from a little old lady and a little old man, and I can run away from you too, I can. Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the Stinky Cheese Man." Well, the cow gave another sniff, and he said, "I'll bet you could give someone 2 or 3 stomach aches," because the cow has 4 stomachs, right? It was a good joke. All right. "I think I'll just eat weeds," says the cow. And so the cow did not chase the Stinky Cheese Man either. The Stinky Cheese Man ran and ran until he met some kids playing outside. Gross, said the little girl. What's that nasty smell? I've run away from a little old lady and a little old man and a cow, and I can run away from you too, I can. Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the Stinky Cheese Man. The little boy looked up, sniffed the air, said, if we catch him, our teacher will probably make us eat him. Let's get out of here. So the kids didn't chase the Stinky Cheese Man either. There's the little kid running. There's some other kids running. And there's the cow and our very stinky cheese man. Cheese man. He's coming to get you when he can. Oh, will someone save him? Save me from the Stinky Cheese Man. By and by, the Stinky Cheese Man came to a river with no bridge. How will I ever cross this river? It's too big to jump, and if I try to swim across, I'll probably fall apart. Said you-know-who. Just then, the sly fox, who shows up in a lot of stories in a time like these, poked his head out of the bushes. Why, just hop on my back, and I'll carry you across, Stinky Cheese Man. How do I know you won't eat me? Trust me, said the fox. So the Stinky Cheese Man hopped on the fox's back. The fox swam to the middle of the river and said, oh man, what's that funky smell? Oh, do you think the Stinky Cheese Man's going to make it all the way across? You ready? Oh no, the fox coughed, gagged, and sneezed, and the Stinky Cheese Man flew off his back into the river where he fell apart. The end. Oh my. There's the Stinky Cheese Man. All that's left is the bacon and the olives. And the page. We've come to the end of the book. But look who's there sleeping. Shh. Be very quiet. I moved the end paper up here so the giant would think the book is over. The big lug is finally asleep. Now I can sneak out of here. Just turn the page very quietly, and that will be the... I found the wheat! I planted the wheat! I grew the wheat! I harvested the wheat! I ground the wheat! I made the dough! I baked the bread, said the little red hen. And did anyone help me? Did anyone save space for my story? So now, said the little red hen, who thinks they're going to help me eat the bread? Who do you think she just woke up? Oh no! Bread, said the giant. Eat, said the giant. Oh no. Let's see. Uh-oh. Those look like feet to me. I don't know about you. That looks like a chicken sandwich. But the end. We have made it to the end of the book. This is the very end of the book. And actually, if we turn the book around, there's the hen because she hadn't been eaten yet. What is this doing here? This is ugly. Who is this ISBN guy? Who will buy this book anyway? Over 50 pages of nonsense, and I'm only in 3 of them. Blah, 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 etc., etc., etc. You know who bought this book? I bought this book, and I love this book. It's a great book. It's one of my favorite books. The Stinky Cheese Man and Other Fairly Stupid Tales. I hope that you enjoyed Sunday story time with LB, Lady Blaze. This has been really fun. Thank you for joining me in my cabin in the woods in New Jersey. Until next time, friends, stay safe, stay healthy, stay home. Bye, guys.